Today's Talkcast Podshow is brought to you by HIDIVE. Hey folks, Kaiser Echo here. Did you know that when I was a kid, 4 episodes of Cowboy Bebop cost $30? Evangelion was the avocado toast of my youth. But now, open wide, you thirsty weebs, because HIDIVE has some of the sweetest deals on the sweetest fruits, with over 300,000 hours of old and new anime, uncensored and including several exclusive dubs. And they're also currently offering a 30-day free trial. That's 30 days of anime for free. And considering the state of the world right now, that might actually be a great way to pass the time. And it's available on multiple platforms, including Chromecast, Android, iOS, Xbone, Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Damn, I miss my Roku. Anyway, click the link down below to check out HIDIVE today and enjoy your anime.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Talkcast Podshow, the #1 show on the internet. And I'm starting to go slowly insane here, staring at this same wall day after day after day after day after... Oh, hey, my cat got back in here. How'd that happen? I'm Lani Pator. I'm joined today by...
Hi, I'm Kaiser Echo. Yo, what's up?
And we're here to talk for about an hour or so about various things that have been going on, preferably to keep the mind off of other pressing, more awful things that have been happening.
Is there something in particular happening right now? I haven't been paying attention to literally anything around me.
It's okay, I've been staying off Twitter too. Beer. So, how was your 420?
It was completely normal, and I didn't do anything out of the ordinary. Also, I live in Texas, completely unrelated.
CBD is legal here, and a couple of
CBD
places are still open.
Balls.
I mean, it's not as good, no, but like if you know the right places, you can get some pretty good CBD. Some really good CBD. It's very good. I'm saying that I watched Cats.
Wait, so you watched Cats for 420?
It wasn't planned, but some people that I know online were having a watch party, and I'm like, shit, I've never seen that before. This seems like a really good idea right now. And it was. It absolutely was.
I hope to God that Cats is put on that. Have you heard of that Amazon Watch party service that they've been advertising?
I have. I've also been waiting for Cats to be streamable.
Oh my God, that would be so good. I would kill for that. I absolutely want to be able to watch Cats with a bunch of other people.
It was a bunch of
Was that the first time you'd seen it?
Yes, that was the first time I'd seen it. There were a bunch of people there, a bunch of voice actors I haven't met. Ant was there, as was Bill Butts, and our friend Caitlin. She was there. It was a good time. It was very good. I had no idea what was happening, and I think that was for the best. I still don't know what happened.
You could watch the movie entirely sober, no inebriation, and still kind of come out of it wondering, what did I just watch and why? And that's I love Lindsay Ellis's video on it. And if anybody hasn't seen our video on it, definitely check out our video on it. I'm very proud of that stupid Cats video. It's just literally 20 minutes of me and Stefan talking about the movie and a bunch of stupid edits that I made.
Yeah, now that I've seen the actual movie, I can watch that.
Oh yeah, no,
I'm not afraid.
It's fun.
Oh man, I wasn't ready for the erotic mess that was that movie.
Yeah, no, I as we said, it's incredibly horny, and it's only so horny because Tom Hooper, was it?
Yeah,
Tom Hooper was like, we want to make it more realistic, and it's like, why would you do that? I always just thought, hey, a Don Bluth style movie about cats.
You mean what they were planning originally? But
yes.
Then I can't even remember the animation company that Spielberg owned, Amblin or something like that. It sounded like a drug that cures depression. It just kind of went out.
Yeah. If it had been an animated movie, it would have actually been a lot of fun. You could have, then you could have bridged that gap between what is acceptable for anthropomorphic cats to do.
But then you would have robbed the world of this monster piece.
If I had to go between an actual faithful harmless recreation of cats or this, gun to my head, I'd have to choose the live action film.
Right?
Because at least this one's going to be memorable. This one will stick with us for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, it absolutely will. The one thing my brain could not stop focusing on was the fact that whoever was in charge of scale in that movie, like size comparisons, was doing an awful job.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. Things change size from scene to scene.
Like, they had these really cool sets where everything, like, looked like they'd be to scale, but then the props on the inside would be wrong. Like, they'd have, like, a loaf of bread that would be, like, slightly larger than a regular loaf of bread, but, you know, not as big as a loaf of bread would be to a cat.
Yeah, exactly.
In the scene. And then there's this one scene with tap dancing mice, which was horrifying. They were all children for some reason. And all the mice were the size of what, like, a bug would be to you and me. But then they also had bugs in that same scene, and they were the same size as the mice.
Yeah.
I was very confused.
Yeah, no, like, the scaling in the movie is absolutely awful. I'm still sad that we never got to see the dog, because I want to know what the Goliath dog looks like.
Oh, man, if it wasn't just, like, I don't know...
slightly larger person... But
if it wasn't like Terry Crews running in there just dressed as a dog, I don't know what I would have done with myself.
Terry Crews dog! Jelly,
yeah.
I want to see the
Terrier Crews! Terrier Crews!
Terrier Crews pollicle dog. Oh my god. Please, internet, make it happen.
I need it. I need it. When do we get Dogs, the sequel? Probably about the same time we get the Show Never Ends or whatever the fuck with whatever the fuck the Phantom of the Opera sequel was with Gerard Butler. Speaking of cats and horrific things, you seen Tiger King?
Oh, that is a good. That's actually a pretty good segue. Yeah, I saw.
I planned this shit out.
Yeah, I saw Tiger King, and I kind of wish I could unsee Tiger King.
I couldn't make it all the way through the whole thing. I think I made it to like episode 4 or 5 because I don't know, just the way the internet has been reacting to it. I understand it. Like, cult of personality is a huge thing, but people are like idolizing fucking Joe Exotic. I'm like, this dude is a fucking monster.
Oh yeah, no, and also the actual documentary itself skews heavily against Carol Baskin. And Carol Baskin, I don't believe anybody on that show is a good person. But Carol Baskin, they go out of their way to demonize her in a way that's unrealistic. Because yeah, sure, if you present all the facts in a certain way, yeah, no, it definitely looks like she might have had something to do with the disappearance of her husband. Then you find out that he was involved with the Cuban mob.
Yeah, like that one guy who like had like supposedly Scarface was based off of him or some shit.
Yeah. Then you find out that she actually earned a bunch of the money alongside him. He was not a millionaire when they got together.
Yeah, it's such a fucking like weird show. I could not watch all the way through it just because of how grody it made me feel. I mean, I'm not a huge reality television person to begin with, but when there's something that's going off on like every signal, I can't go anywhere without hearing about it. I have to at least touch in on it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I watched the whole thing with my husband, and we took everything with a grain of salt, you should.
Would you pay $5,000 for a tiger?
So if you asked me that approximately maybe 12, 13 years ago, I would not pay $5,000 for a tiger, but I would have been one of those motherfuckers lining up to hold those tiger cubs. Back when I was younger, back when I was dumber, back when I didn't understand how those businesses worked, I would have absolutely paid money to hold one of those tiger cubs. In fact, if you walked up to me right now and said, give me $50 and I'll let you hold this tiger cub, I would be hard pressed to not reach for my wallet and say, do you have Square? Because fuck man, I love me some goddamn big cats.
I mean, I'd pay $50 to hold a tiger cub.
You know, if it were with an actual sanctuary, like a real legit sanctuary, and I knew them and they were like, hey, yeah, we've got these guys for a little while, it's okay if you hold them, I would. But if it's gonna be some shitty, we drugged these tiger cubs after stripping them away from their mother, no, I don't think so. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I mean, like those quote unquote rescues that were in this show. I mean, first of all, they're nothing but a bunch of cults, and dear God, like that one dude that had those girls dressed up as guys.
He's the worst one in the show.
He's the guy that you see behind like the rental video store like counter, who's always ogling the teenagers.
Yeah, he is the worst person in that entire show, 100%. Because a lot of the other ones are stupid and evil. He knows exactly what he's doing.
I'm pretty sure Joe Exotic knows what he's doing too. I mean, he groomed those two guys.
Yeah,
pretty hard.
And but here's the thing, Joe's also very stupid. Like the other guy is not. Like, and that makes him way more dangerous and way more concerning.
I suppose so. I mean, like, I hate rescues, again, quote unquote rescues like those places to begin with. I went to something like that once in the middle of Florida. It was like a couple Christmases back. They had like a again, quote unquote, ape rescue sanctuary.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, we go in there and you pay like a cover fee so that it goes towards like feeding the animals and making sure that they're taken care of and safe. But it was literally like one of those 1930s circuses with those like 8x10 cages, like iron bar cages. And I'm just walking around here. I'm like, I'm depressed as shit. This is sad. Like maybe a couple of the cages would have like a ball in them or something. But this is not how you treat animals like that. Like, I don't know where they were rescued from. Perhaps this is better. I would not know. I hope not. But if that's the case, there needs to be like a better way. Like, let them loose in the Everglades and have them battle the gators or some shit. I don't know. Jesus, like those places are.
Yeah,
I'm sure a lot of the people mean good. I'm sure a lot of the people mean well.
You'd like to think that, but fact is, a lot of them only care about making money and keeping the place open, which is really frustrating because Tiger King actually really hurts some legit sanctuaries. There's actually one out here, Care.
Yeah, you love going out there. I know you've talked about it a lot.
Yeah, Care is run by a bunch of people who legitimately love the animals. And Care exists to take in the tigers that get used, abused, and then thrown away by their places. I'm
guessing circuses.
I got Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's tiger is there.
Really?
Or was? I think it's already passed. But yeah, Mike Tyson. They got Mike Tyson's tiger.
Like the one from The Hangover?
Like the one from The Hangover, yeah.
Huh.
They get tigers from all over the country when other people are like, oh, we thought we could take care of them, but we can't. Shows. I don't know if it's the tiger from the actual film, The Hangover.
That tiger from the film was probably an actor tiger.
Yeah. But the actual one that Mike Tyson owned, Care took. Now, mind you, they can't say it's Mike Tyson's tiger, but they allude.
It was owned by a former world heavyweight champion.
Yes.
He had an iron right.
Yes. Exactly, actually. But yeah, they and it's a great sanctuary. It's a good place, and they're struggling right now. And I ended up retweeting their Patreon because they're not with COVID and with Tiger King. Nobody's coming and nobody's donating. And those tigers.
They have a straight up Patreon, not just a charity thing.
They have a charity thing, but they also have a Patreon.
Interesting.
Because, the Patreon, so donations are good, and they have that, but the Patreon gets you free stuff, stuff that you pay for, but like, hey, if you donate to the Patreon, you also get like pictures of the tigers or updates and stuff like that, and that's good. It's good. But yeah, currently that's the big problem. Tiger King and COVID are hurting actual, really legitimate big cat sanctuaries and sanctuaries all over the world, and that's why Tiger King was a fun watch, but I think it's actually done more harm than good.
It's just like so sleazy is the thing that I can't really get around. It's Like, and there are people out there idolizing fucking Joe Exotic, like petitioning to have him pardoned. I think even fucking Trump tweeted some bullshit like that. Or, I don't
He's
know what
awful.
this world is, you know?
Yeah, Joe's awful. Everyone in that show is awful. There's only like a handful of people who weren't awful. And I think most of them were on the after show with fucking Joe McHale.
Yeah, most of them were the people who were like tricked into these cults and ended up finding a way out of them.
Yeah. Fucking Jeff Lowe gets so far under my skin. I can't stand it. Jeff Lowe seems like a real piece of work.
That's creepy movie store guy, right?
No. That's Doc Hardy.
Oh yeah. That was
Yeah,
that guy.
Jeff
they
Lowe-
all kind of blended together for me at a certain point.
Jeff Lowe is the guy who took over the zoo. And yeah, he's okay. Like, look, I'm poly, so I can't necessarily judge him, but he kept talking about the fact that his wife was pregnant, and they both agreed that whatever nanny they got had to be smoking hot.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh my god, okay, thank you. I'm glad that's the thing you're focusing on, making sure that you also have a nanny that you can, if not fuck, then at least ogle all the time. That's great. I'm super happy to hear that, because that's what's important when you're about to have a kid.
Yeah, it like this whole thing. It kind of reminds me of like that shit. Like when you're talking about that guy specifically. Do you remember like the Mount Carmel Center, Waco, Texas thing with David Koresh?
No, actually.
Oh, they actually reference it in Tiger King fairly early on. It was a huge, there was a ATF siege on this place, and this guy, he was basically running a religious compound, but they, let's just say they were very enthusiastic about their Second Amendment rights, and this dude, David...
I think I heard a little bit about that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, this dude, David Koresh, had convinced all of the people that were, studying the Bible with him and stuff that he was the mouthpiece of God, that he knew exactly what the Book of Revelations entailed, blah, 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 and convinced pretty much all of the people there to be celibate, except for the women, and only with him when he chooses them as a bride. So he's like living this ridiculous polyamorous lifestyle with a bunch of women, quite a few of which or at least one of which who was underage, and eventually the FBI and the ATF go in there, tear gas the place to hell, and a whole bunch of people got shot up. It was yikes. Like that's just kind of what that dude reminds me of.
Wow. Okay. That's pretty wild.
There's actually the miniseries Waco is currently on Netflix. If anybody wants to watch through that, it's a very well acted show. I'll say that.
But yeah, the Tiger King, TLDR, it's full of really terrible people that should have been presented quite as the terrible people they are, and that is this quirky bunch of, I don't even know. It's a fun show. But
you can't put it on the same scale as other reality shows like Duck Dynasty, where it's just a bunch of quirky, goofy, sometimes like at least relatively well-meaning people.
Yeah.
Whereas these people all they're all skeevy.
Yeah.
Almost all of them. It's
There were some legitimately good people on there.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so do you remember that one keeper who got their arm taken off?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so first of all, trans dude. Didn't know that because the show.
The show doesn't brush on it, but you can kind of tell.
I mean, no. After I heard that, I'm like, oh no, that actually totally makes sense. But like they kept misgendering him, and then that was sort of okay. Wow. But second, dude. This guy is a fucking boss, because afterwards, like...
Oh, yeah, it goes right back at it.
Because, he talks about it as like, yeah, so it was either, I keep the arm and I have to go through several months of painful recovery, or I lose it. And so I was like, just take the fucking arm.
Just take it. And then I gotta get back to work.
And then afterwards, and the best part was, so they're like, do you blame the animals? No, I don't blame the fucking animals. And they're like, well, who would you trust more, the animals or Joe Exotic? Oh, the animals.
Yeah.
And literally every single person in the interview segment, in the after show with John McHale, everyone is asked, who would you trust, the animals or Joe Exotic? And literally every single one of them said the animals. Even
How could you not? At least you know what the animals' intentions are.
Yeah. But this was, even the people who were sympathetic towards Joe were like, yeah, no, fuck him.
It's nuts. It's a skeevy show with a bunch of people and animals, and I saw another something like that recently. You recommended it to me. I finally saw Killing Bites.
Let's go from trash with animal killing to trash with animal killing.
Absolutely. See, I got these planned in an order, and it is working out wonderfully. You've been talking up Killing Bites to me for quite a while as something I'd enjoy, because I enjoy trash, and this is absolute trash.
Yeah.
It is.
So warning for everybody in the audience, a little bit of a content warning. Killing Bites is trashy, like really trashy.
Very trashy.
Like
very trashy.
It uses rape on like several occasions as a predicament for its female protagonists. Like
potential rape.
Well,
they don't really go. They imply it once, and it's gross and bad. And there's a huge trigger warning there for anybody out there who might like want to give this sort of trash a watch. It's that kind of trash.
Yeah. But if you go into it knowing exactly what it is, and you take all of its trashiness into account, it can be a very enjoyable watch. And I can appreciate that. I can appreciate something where I know exactly what I'm going into. And it's
like a grindhouse film. It's something that you're like. It feels dirty, and it's supposed to feel dirty. And once you just acknowledge that and move on and just watch it for what it is, you can either enjoy it or you can't.
Yeah, and that's something like, I can accept that. I can accept something that's upfront with what it is, because it's the stuff that paints it as, I don't like media that insidiously makes light of certain subjects and normalizes them. Killing Bites has no intention of normalizing or making light of them. It's just being its own dark, crazy bullshit, and that's fine.
It doesn't really glorify any of that shit that we were talking about. I mean, it's heavily sexual, though.
Yes. Oh, yeah, it is very, very sexual.
Like, there's I believe what the term is known as fan service all over the place.
Oh yeah, no,
it is
a fan service. It is not a fan servicey show, because that makes it sound like fan service is something that's used sparingly. This is a show that's like, no, here's some boobs.
Yeah,
and it's all over the place.
Yeah, it's gratuitous, very much so. Like I said, it's like grindhouse anime.
Yeah,
this is shit that like when you're going into it, you kind of know what you're going to be getting out of it within the first 5 minutes.
Here's Squared. I watched Killing Bites to the Hot Lion Dude. Man, was I disappointed. Hey, man. I get it. There's some, like, it's really funny. Like,
he sticks around. He's just, I imagine he's a more prominent force in season 2, if that exists ever.
I just find it really funny that in the show, the gender dysmorphia, or not dysmorphia, the gender dimorphism is hilarious. Because all the dudes turn into animals. All the women turn into fucking Neko Mimi.
I think there's one like the lizard lady who doesn't go like full on just like here's a lady with animal ears and tits. Yeah. And maybe a tail.
Yeah. Like the men go full furry. The women are like, look at me, I've got my cute ears and paws.
Nya 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 rar. I got the sharpest teeth, bitch. Fuck you.
But yeah. So Ishouse says it's one of those mid-90s super violent OVAs, and it absolutely is.
Yeah, very much so. It's got, it's blood and violence and, like, sexualized content. They don't show any actual sex.
No.
The closest they get is very, very heavy making out. That's like the closest they get to showing like actual sex. So it's not actual porn, but it's very close.
So somebody mentioned Gleipnir in the chat. Gleipnir is another show that came out very recently that is also incredibly trashy and violent and sexual, and it's got me sort of interested, but it also seems like incredibly nihilistic, and at the moment, I'm not sure I'm ready to commit my my mental bandwidth to something like that.
I might. I don't know. I got nothing but free time.
Yeah.
I have been looking for more shit to watch. Have you heard anything of what is it, Tower of God?
Tower of God, based off of that Korean manhwa that is getting an anime series.
It's 3 episodes deep on Crunchyroll right now, as far as I've seen.
It's about to only be 3 episodes deep.
I'm not sure what we're implying, but
Well, that COVID has already started to delay anime all across the board.
Shit.
So we've actually lost, or not lost, but we've delayed Pokemon, Digimon, One Piece, and a bunch of other things.
Oh my god!
So,
you mean they could actually pace out One Piece for a second here?
You know what? If we're gonna grasp for silver linings, although at the same time pace it out, they can't do any work.
Oh right, they can't. Oh shit.
Yeah, the delay isn't going to give them more time to work. It's just, sorry,
well,
you can't do
actually,
shit.
It could, in the vein that if the mangaka can still work and put shit out, then theoretically they can get more material to run through in the meanwhile.
I mean, yeah, but it's not like One Piece is gonna stop doing a chapter an episode.
Maybe, yeah, I suppose. I don't know. It depends on how long this goes and how long the break is.
Yeah. Somebody asking about the new Bleach series. I am all about the new fucking Bleach series. I cannot wait.
Are they finally finishing off Bleach proper?
We're gonna get the Spirit Nazi arc!
Oh man, that was where I left off in the manga and just sort of gave up.
You know what? I don't blame you. The Spirit Nazi arc is incredibly, convoluted and so many ass pulls.
It was just another case of, hey, what else can Ichigo be? Oh, how about part of this as well?
Oh yeah, no, fucking you're a wizard, Harry. Also Hollow. Also a death god. Also a Quincy. Also a full
I swear to God,
break.
if he showed up, if somehow trans-dimensional teleportation was possible and he showed up in Dragon Ball, he'd be part Saiyan. He just would be.
Yeah. Oh no, he would absolutely. Everyone's
Ichigo is the ultimate protagonist because wherever he shows up, whatever he comes up against, he's got that power.
People asking, did he say Spirit Nazi? Yes. Read the last arc of Bleach.
Oh, yes, they are absolutely spirit Nazis.
Yeah. They're the master race. They dress up like German soldiers. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, but the Quincy are the fucking Spirit Nazis.
It's fucking nuts. I gave up somewhere around there, somewhere early on in there. Once, actually no, it was absolutely the part where they said, "Oh, Ichigo, your mother was a Quincy." I'm like, "Fuck off!"
Oh yeah. No. There's a bunch of bullshit in there, and I cannot wait to see people's responses. I cannot because here's the thing, it is a terrible story, but man, I was having fun. I was actually sort of sad when I saw it just get rushed to its conclusion.
Yeah, here's the thing. Here's what I'm looking forward to. Kubo can draw a lady very well. That is the end of the story.
I could spend some time on these backgrounds, or
I can make the foreground way more interesting.
Yeah, exactly. His art is phenomenal. It's impossible not to note that Tite Kubo, for all of his failings, has fantastic art design. Just splendid. There's a reason that he may have too many characters, but they all look amazing.
Yeah, his character design is fantastic. I mean, that should be what he's doing. I know he basically gave up on Bleach, at least the story goes, allegedly, that he basically gave up on Bleach after the Rescue Rukia arc and just started recycling stories over and over again because
part of it was a whole convoluted thing. Apparently he was constantly at war with his editors.
Yeah. It's a whole thing, but that along with other things, he's just I'm done. I'm just going to keep doing this because you keep making me because you want me to make money.
Yep.
And, there's something to that. I mean, the guy's still drawing. He's still doing what he's doing. He's just creating characters, but that's what he was born to do, that's what grew in him. That is his talent, is making awesome looking characters. I think that was actually part of his origin story. I think one of his teachers noticed when he was like doodling in school that like his artwork was just insane, and like got it published somewhere.
His first attempt at the at being a mangaka didn't go very well, and I can't remember if it was Oda or Toriyama who gave him like a pat on the back. I think it was actually Oda who was like, "Don't worry, you can do it. I believe in you." Yeah, one of the big mangaka was like, "Hey, I believe in you, man. Just keep doing it." Yeah, Zombie Powder bombed hard, and then he went back to the drawing board, and then he made
Bleach.
Yeah,
and then went from there. I mean, I'm not particularly excited for the next Bleach series. I'll probably end up watching it. I don't even think I watched the ending of the original Bleach anime. Where did it canonically stop? Like, because I know they did, like, some filler bullshit, right? And then they had that Hell movie? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The anime for Bleach stops right after the Fullbring arc, which is right before the Quincy arc.
Okay, so it ended a long time ago then.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute for that one.
Yeah. People were really sad to see the anime stop right before its final arc, but... Which I think is actually the same thing that happened to Rurouni Kenshin. Rurouni Kenshin was originally going to get an anime too. Whoopsie doops.
Yeah, I mean, at least it got 3 really good live action movies.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
I know we ended up seeing one of those in theaters. That was a hot minute ago though too.
Yeah. Oh, someone's asking about that Burn the Witch manga. Didn't read the Burn the Witch manga. I hope it actually gets. I hope it gets adapted. I think it actually is getting adapted now that I think about it. Burn the Witch
I've never
is.
Even heard of it. What's the score there?
If I believe, Burn the Witch is actually a spin-off of Bleach. I believe it's a spin-off.
Okay.
I only say that because if I remember correctly, there was definitely iconography in the manga that was also from Bleach.
What's the spin-off idea? Like, what's the concept there?
It's set in London, I think.
Okay.
So it's like Western Soul Society. It's basically a fucking, what was that Harry Potter London or American?
Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah, it's like Fantastic Beasts, but for Bleach.
Okay, so, I don't even, man. I'm just... The thing that threw me like the most off, once I heard that his mom was a Quincy, wasn't this lady killed by some bitch-ass hollow that Ichigo like one-shot very early on in the show? Don't fuck with me.
I can't remember.
Like that was like a big thing. It's like, this one killed my mom. I remember that.
Oh yeah. Fucking what was his name? Something.
I don't know. Grand Fisher.
Kingfisher.
I remember Fisher. Something.
Grand
like
Fisher.
That.
Oh, is it Grand Fisher? Yeah, I think it's Grand Fisher actually.
Maybe.
No, chat.
Okay.
Yeah, Grand Fisher. Yeah.
And it somehow killed his like boss ass Quincy mom, and I'm just like, but these people can literally create arrows out of nothing that just obliterates shit. Like, fuck you.
Actually, there's a whole thing about that.
Oh, I'm sure there is. I'm sure he had to write himself way out of that corner.
Yeah, there's something about that later. Like with his dad, and oh my god. You know what? We're gonna take this conversation and put it in the trash, because we're about to get too far up Bleach's ass, and I'm not sure I'm ready for that.
That's fair. We don't need to go that far. Let's circle back around. So, what you been up to? Like, aside from watching Tiger King and looking out the window longingly.
Oh my god. I go for
like
walks.
An anime ending.
I go for walks.
Go for walks?
Yeah. I've also been watching a ton of anime lately, like way too much for what is healthy for a normal person, which is like an episode or a couple episodes a week.
Appropriate for today's sponsor, HIDIVE.
Oh yeah. Wait.
Which will be at the beginning of the video, but this is...
Oh yeah. No, it is. It is on this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But I've been watching. I started watching How Heavy Are the Dumbbells That You Lift, or otherwise known as Do You Even Lift, Sis? Which, oh my god, guys! If you haven't seen How Heavy Are the Dumbbells That You Lift, watch it dubbed. The sub might be good. The dub is so fucking good. I cannot believe how funny that show actually is in the dub. And it's so informative about how to do proper exercises. It's really good. Also, the fan service is nuts. Like, wow. But yeah, it's a
weightlifting anime, yeah?
Yeah. It's literally all about, hey, do you want to be educated and entertained? They even say infotainment show in it. Kind of poking fun at it. But it's so good. Like, oh yeah, Machio. Machio is a good boy. Machio's a good swole boy.
So get swole, the anime.
Yeah, I would definitely give that a watch if I were you. I think you'd actually.
I might give it a watch. I've been using that home gym here. I'm getting relatively swole. I have biceps now. It's nice.
Madeline Morris, I believe is her name. Madeline Morris plays the main character, and I cannot believe how, like, I actually tweeted her the other day. It was like, hey, by the way, I just started watching the show, and apropos of nothing, but your performance has made me ugly laugh in these terrible times. And she gave me a very, very sweet response. Yeah, I would definitely guys give that fucking show a watch. It is a pleasure. And again, it's well spirited. It's educational. It's funny. And I was kind of amazed how much I ended up enjoying it, because I thought it was gonna be kind of dry and lame, and it's not. It is phenomenal. It also has one of the best Fist of the North Star references I've seen in a long time. Other than that,
good selling points.
Yeah. Other than that, I've been working my way through BNA, which is Trigger's response to B-Stars. It's all right. Okay. I'm not a big Trigger guy. I want to be a Trigger guy because people fucking love Kill la Kill. But if I'm being real honest with you, I was not a fan of Kill la Kill. I was only a fan of the first half of Little Witch Academia before it became all about Akko and a huge metaphor for the anime industry. They
also did Gurren Lagann, right?
That was back when they were still Gainax.
Oh.
And Darling in the Franxx was always bad.
Of those shows you mentioned, I only saw a little bit of Little Witch Academia, and I saw all of Kill la Kill. I enjoyed it for what it was. Again, trash. I like trash.
Kill la Kill, I think, is a step above trash.
It's less trashy trash, but you know why I'm there.
Yeah.
You know what keeps me there. I watched fucking Kakaguri, whatever the fuck that gambling anime was.
Kakagurui.
That one. I watched that. I know what I'm about.
And yeah, Kill la Kill lost me because of some of its trashier things, though. I won't lie. Like, I can take some trash, but you either, like, I don't want to get too far into that, because I know the Kill la Kill stands are gonna kill me. So, but yeah, I'm not a huge Trigger guy, and BNA is not doing it totally for me, but I can at least appreciate, you know, that it's well animated. It's doing some things other Trigger stories haven't done, and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it, and but I still needed to give it a couple more episodes before I can really tell whether or not it's actually any good, or if it's the same problem I have with every Trigger anime, where I like the first couple episodes and then it goes straight to shit.
That's fair. That's a fair thing to be worried about.
And then the last thing, which you talked about last week.
Good. Wrapping it back around. Feel free to check out last week's episode if you haven't.
Yeah, I knew this was what the setup was for, but I at least wanted to get some stuff out of the way first.
Hey, no worries.
Final Fantasy VII Remake, bro.
Okay, we all know how much you love Big Daddy Daka. I'm just going to assume the Barrett's probably like a highlight for you in that one.
You know what? I would say that, but to be completely honest with you, homosexual as I am, man, everyone in this fucking game is beautiful.
Oh yeah, like it is a gorgeous, gorgeous game. Hard to say well worth the wait, but I am happy that it's out.
I will happily say, honest to God, that it was worth the wait. Because I can see where the huge amount of time and effort went into this game. Like, the fact that there are literally every single character in this game that you can talk to is voiced is nuts. Also, if there is a spoiler,
we aren't going to be going into any like big end game spoilers or anything like that. Here, so don't worry about that.
Don't worry. I will lightly allude to the nature of the ending, but I will not go into any sort of detail. Don't worry.
Yeah. It's a very interesting game, and I'm really happy that like I for one am very happy that they're doing what they're doing with this game. And I'm very intrigued. It leaves me like super intrigued and hungry for more.
I am so fascinated. I'm so curious because, you know, with what they've done, they've set themselves up to get very creative with the next game, and I'm so fascinated. But, you know, the nature of the game itself, I cannot tell you how much I love this fucking combat. I'm going through it on hard mode just so I can fight more people.
Who was your favorite character to play as?
Honestly, it's Cloud. It's
really?
I love the hack and slash, man.
That's fair. That's fair. I was Tifa 24/7 as soon as I could, like, as soon as I was able to play as her. Like, I was saying it like jokingly early on that like, I'm just gonna play as Tifa, man. I'm a Tifa kind of guy. But as soon as I actually got to play as Tifa, oh shit, it got lit up. Like, she has so much utility in her goddamn kit. It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh no, to be a Tifa player means that you really want to play this fucking game. Like, because she's not easy to learn. You have to use everything she has in her kit. But if you do, she is a fucking monster.
Goddamn, like, just lighting people up with Star Shower and then locking them down with chi traps. Chi traps are my goddamn jam, and I love them.
Oh yeah,
like,
I know.
She plays like a Naruto character. Damn it, it's awesome.
You want to know how bad I am at this game? By the way, this is gonna sound hilarious to you. I did not grasp how abilities worked until I'd beaten the game.
Oh my! So you were literally going through with simply. Square, triangle, and block, and sometimes using magic?
I would use the abilities, but I'd only use the abilities on the weapons that I had mastered, the weapon that I had stuck with throughout the entire game, instead of equipping different weapons, mastering their abilities, and then switching weapons. I didn't understand that that's how that worked. I got through the entire game with with triple slash on Cloud,
which admittedly is probably his best ability.
Yeah, and it really is. It hits so hard. And focus thrust, maximum. I can't remember what it is. Maximum something ferocity. With
maximum fury. Like fucking maximum gun is what I ended up just calling. It's like fuck it, just shoot the fuck out of that dude.
Yes. Which and fucking Ray of Judgment with Aerith. And then I didn't play with Tifa much, so I think I might have had I can't remember what I had with her. But yeah, no, I was an idiot. And then it wasn't until I wanted to fight the final summon that I was like, oh shit, the only way I can do that is by mastering all the different weapon abilities. And then I was like, oh shit, but if I'm gonna do that, I've got to I have to actually like switch out the weapons. And then I realized, oh no, I could have been collecting abilities the entire time. This would have made things so much easier.
Yeah, the one thing I have left in order to fight the final summon is learning mastering all of the magic.
Yeah, actually that one is a little time consuming.
I didn't have Raze equipped my entire first run, so it's gonna be a hot minute.
Didn't have what?
Raze.
Raze takes a while. Raze is the one that takes the longest.
I relied a bit on Phoenix Downs, but I also decided, you know what, if I can't finish a fight with 5, I don't deserve to win, so.
You know what sucks? I'm playing through on hard mode. You literally can't use Phoenix Downs.
Well, good thing I'm learning Raze now then.
Yep, and you know why you can't use Phoenix Downs?
I'm pretty sure it's because you can't use items in battle.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a total nightmare.
I've beaten the game, so I know what hard mode entails. Right now I'm just mastering skills, still on bitch easy mode, and having my little power Final Fantasy.
Yep. And it's, I will say, playing through hard mode has been really fun, particularly because the bosses are way stronger, but the average person you're fighting on the ground is not. which means I can, like, it's great. I run into a room full of dudes, triple slash, keep running.
Yeah.
It's a one triple slash, and of course I have fucking the materia that allows you, that starts a fight with a AP bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I have to.
Which I'm guessing, since I'm going to assume you thoroughly recommend and have enjoyed this game, that you like the combat system.
I love the combat system. I love the story that it's telling. I think the ending is concerning, but I'm also excited. And I understand wholeheartedly the people who do not like the ending. I get it. I 100% understand, and I don't argue that point. I'm just saying that I like it, and I'm looking forward to the next game a lot.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I know why people might not, but I really liked it. I liked it a lot. I liked the ending. I liked pretty much everything throughout, but I just have to, I have to ask, because like there is one highlight of this game that has not changed for me, and that was the Honeybee Hotel.
Dude, the Honeybee Inn is amazing. I couldn't believe it.
I loved it. It like top gaming moments of the decade for me right here. Like it's way up there.
Like if you told me that halfway through the game it was going to become a fucking like rhythm QTE,
there were a lot of mini games in there, weren't there?
And you know what? I loved every single mini game.
I wasn't huge on the bike, I'm not gonna lie.
Actually, you know
expected to like the bike a lot more than I did, but then one of the bosses you fight on the bike is just a pain in the dick.
Yeah. Is that the one of the?
It's the last one you fight.
You know, after I figured out how it worked, that was fine. Like, you know, after you figure out all of its movements, it just takes too long for me.
And the pull-ups were a fucking nightmare.
Oh yeah, okay, the pull-ups. Oh my god. See,
like I can do squats, like circles around them all day, but pull-ups, fuck that.
Yeah. And you know what? I beat the pull-ups. I did it. And fuck them, but I did it.
I don't need the platinum trophy. I have nothing to prove.
I wanted it for the champion belt, actually.
I only need one.
No way. 2 champion belts? Fuck yeah. And you know what? I'm going to try and get that 3rd one when I go back through, because I desperately want that champion belt.
They're only good on tanks.
I mean, you're technically not wrong. So 2 of my characters have them, but there are enemies you can steal belts from? Oh, okay, never mind. Fuck that shit. But yeah, no, the Honeybee Inn, like the moment, because they're like, okay, you need to practice your dance. I'm like, I'm sorry? And then I'm like, oh my god, Cloud dances? And
I was ready for that. I know what Nomura does.
That was not something I was ready for. And so the moment that he gets up on stage, I'm like, oh my god, I get to dance with Andrea Rodeo. And then, by the way, Andrea is
wonderful.
Oh my
character.
god. Like, I could not, but like, so when they were talking about the Honeybee Inn, I had forgotten that in the original Honeybee Inn, it is not anything.
There's
like
not
this.
much going on. Nothing going on at all, really.
And there was that one segment that implies a bunch of homosexual men. And here, they make it a fucking drag show. Although, it's actually not a drag show.
Not even, it's a burlesque show.
Yeah, they make it a burlesque show. And all the men seem to be somewhere on the queer spectrum. And they're, oh my god, the fact that he, leans over to Cloud, you were born for this. And I'm like, oh my god, this is so gay and I love it.
I don't want to say what it is, but Cloud's retort to Tifa in the fucking Corneo's sex dungeon is probably one of my favorite things.
I was so angry. And not at the person who posted the video, but somebody posted the video of that segment before I got to it. And I was like, no. I was really angry that I saw it, but it's such a good fucking clip. I was like, this game is so much better written than all of Kingdom Hearts.
It's yes, abso-fucking-lutely. Like, I was playing through this, like, coming up to it, the only reason I was not looking forward to FF7 as much as, like, probably anybody else around me who, was looking forward to it, was because of Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm like, man, I really didn't like... I didn't like Kingdom Hearts 3 as much as I wanted to. I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it. It was just kind of like milquetoast.
Yeah, like, look, I'm sorry. I to all you Kingdom Hearts fans out there, I respect that you might love Kingdom Hearts 3, and I'm not gonna get down on you for loving it. But man, Kingdom Hearts 3 was a disappointment for me, top to bottom.
Yeah, it played well. It was fine, but it dragged on too long, and its story became that incoherent mess that I feared it was going to.
Yeah, and you have to, like, and part of that just comes down to most of its cutscenes are just these inane, go-nowhere conversations with characters, and some characters don't even get, you know what?
Literally every level in that game, like, up until, like, each of the act endings, didn't matter. It was, you're going to this because it's Toy Story, fuck you and shut up.
Yeah. But yeah.
That's basically what Kingdom Hearts was, and then Final Fantasy VII fucking blew me away.
Yep.
Like, I enjoyed the Resi 3 remake, not as much as the Resi 2 remake, but Final Fantasy VII Remake might be the best remake that's ever been made.
You know what? I'm gonna say that not for me, particularly because that ending's gonna be way too controversial, but I do think Jim Sterling was right that we will look back on it more positively than negatively.
I'm simply saying this from my point of view. Obviously, yep. I don't feel the need to interject with in my opinion, but
yeah,
this is definitely one of my favorite remakes, possibly even including films. I'd have to like really think on that one though, because there have been some pretty good film reboots.
I'd really have to think about that one myself.
But no, I enjoyed it from top to bottom. I love the combat system. The story they told made me emotional at times, and I didn't expect it to, especially because I knew what was coming most of the time.
Oh yeah, are you kidding me?
Yeah, because the acting was on point.
Like, I'm every single segment with Barrett and his daughter.
I fucking died. My broveries, man.
Whoever played Marlene was just that right level of kid acting.
They did the perfect job of actually casting a kid.
Yes, actually, most of the kids in there are actually just kids, and that's actually impressive. As I said, the time and energy and money that must have went into this game legitimately 100% paid off. This game, it looks gorgeous. It sounds gorgeous. The script is great. There are only some places where I might have like tuned it a little bit. I think it gets a little too sassy in places. But Aerith, oh my god, Aerith is so good in this game.
She is a precious cinnamon bun.
She's a precious cinnamon bun, but she also grew up in the slums, so she's...
Yeah.
I won't say where this lion is, but so what? Screw him. When you know who she says that to and why, it's so good.
Like she has that just enough edge on her to keep you surprised when it pops in.
The fact that Aerith says shit.
Pretty early on too, like, and I love the reason like shit.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I'm not some damsel in distress who needs help all the time. Crack shit.
Shit.
It's this very oh my god. I love her. I love Aerith in this. It's perfect because she's a person who is kind and sweet and gentle, but she grew up in the fucking ghetto, so she's like, hey, just because I might have grown up surrounded by flowers doesn't mean I won't fucking cut you. And it's so good.
I half expect her to pull a knife out of one of her little combat boots every now and again.
I know, right? Because she grew up, she also grew up as, okay, for anybody who doesn't know the story, I won't get too far into that, but considering the nature of who and what she is, and what she's grown up knowing and feeling because of it, also makes her kind of like, she's more mature and knowing about the world than most people around her by her very nature. So, I love her. I love Aerith. I love Tifa. I love that Tifa is this vulnerable person who can also punch a hole in a brick wall.
She, there's an ongoing trope in the game where she keeps talking about, Cloud, won't you come and save me? You know, like, we can do this. But every fucking scene that, like, something's going on, she's the one saving Cloud.
Oh, yeah. She's
Like, she saves his ass, pulls him out of the fire so many fucking times. It's amazing.
Yeah, Tifa's one of those characters, like, you rarely see, and this is one of the reasons I love Tifa. She is an emotionally vulnerable person who's going through a lot of her own struggles, but physically, she's probably about stronger than any of the other people on her team. And that's including the fucking wall of muscle that is Barrett. Meanwhile, Barrett is this guy who's incredibly, he's this big talker and he's this big tough guy with a fucking machine gun on his arm.
But on the inside, he's like a Cadbury egg. Outside of that rough shell of hard chocolate, he's just this gooey center.
Yeah, and he's this guy who's he's this very talented orator. He's leading this team of people.
He's got that hashtag Wallace wisdom.
Yeah, and that's why, and even fucking Cloud being this, oh yeah, I'm a soldier. But on the inside, he's got all this soldier training. He's hard ass.
He's the most insecure person there.
Yeah. Like, when Jesse's like, okay, that was legit impressive, and that fucking grin shrug he gives, like, yeah, no, whatever, I can do that. Yeah, fact of the matter is, he's, like, every single one of these characters is legitimately incredibly three-dimensional and well-written. I loved these games, and I'm really, really hoping that the next game continues to develop them naturally and doesn't go too far and off in its own fucking, like, because again, Nomura can really do some Nomura shit.
From what I understand, he's only directing the game, like the gameplay and the like overall project itself. I don't think he's involved with the writing. Or is he co-writing? I can't honestly remember. But
yeah.
Either way, I think this came out so well that if they just continue the course, they're set.
Yeah.
Like, this is... I can't wait to see what happens when they actually go out into the world. I've loved every single moment with this game. Right now, it's hard to say because the games are so vastly different, but it's like this and Doom Eternal that are tied for my game of the year right now.
Oh, by the way, you should know that the second one is already currently in development, and we should be seeing it by 2022.
That makes sense. I was gonna say I was hoping we aren't gonna get one of those Final Fantasy V year wait times, but
also, fucking, did you see that scene where a certain character shows up for like 10 seconds?
Yeah. It kind of took me by surprise. I'm like, why though?
Yeah, I mean, I get it. If you know the story, you know why. But if you don't, you're like, what the fuck is that?
You could have just shown the reaction from the actual guy, though.
Yeah, but they wanted to use... I don't get it, and it's so weird. But it's a good game.
It's bizarre.
No, it's not Zach. It's not Zach.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it if you can't guess who we're talking about. But it's a very good game. Very well worth checking out if you don't have a PS4. It's only a year exclusive, luckily, and then you'll have to wait even less time for the sequel. So,
yeah.
And if you do just want to see it gameplay-wise, you can check out Final Grantasy. Our own William Grant Smith is playing through it over on TFS Gaming.
I will never get over the fact that his name is Will Smith.
I won't either. It caught me by surprise the first time we had to, actually get him an airplane ticket somewhere.
Yeah, guys, did you know that Grant's name is actually Will Smith? Grant's name is actually Will Smith. He's William Grant Smith.
He goes by his middle name.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
He never says that. He never tells anybody. He never makes that a thing, because I don't know how he feels about it. But yeah, William Grant Smith. His name is Will Smith.
Haha.
But yeah, so it's really funny shit.
I know that's not the only game you've been playing, though, because over on TeamFourStar on Mondays, you've been playing some of the Mungus games.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, I want to go into that. I'm curious what brought you on to that particular train.
Actually, so I grew up playing the humongous games. I was a really big fan of them when I was a kid, but Putt-Putt was the one I really specifically remembered, because I never really played any of Sammy Jammy.
Jammy Sam's?
Jammy Sam. But I did play Freddy Fish and Putt-Putt. I'd never played Spy Fox or Pajama Sam. So when I've been, I've been playing through them, and I specifically started playing through them because somebody posted, that they were doing a sale of all the games. And I was like, well, I mean, if their entire library is like $20, then
So it was the same exact reason I started doing Pajama Sam on Renegade. That's funny.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yup.
Yeah. But yeah, I will say this. I really fucked up with my Freddy Fish one. Because I didn't realize how loud the game was in comparison to me. And like a third of what I was trying to say gets lost.
Oh,
So,
no.
yeah, the one that's cut down is about like 17 minutes long, and I'm not happy with it. If any of you guys see it, please know I'm not happy with that playthrough, and I wish I had done better. I was also like not in a great place that day, so I'm just kind of like low-key throughout it. Hopefully for the Spy Fox one, which is the next one I'm doing on Monday, that one goes a little bit better. And I'm also doing a double feature for Pajama Sam because I asked people, yo, what's your favorite one? And everyone was responding with either 1 or 2. So I did a poll, and it was 50-50. So I was like, well, I guess I have to do both.
Well, there you go.
Yep. So for you guys who have been tuning in for Mungus Mondays, definitely come by and check out Spy Fox next Monday, and then Pajama Sam 1 and 2 the Monday after. Fun thing, and I'm so happy I've been able to do this. I've been posting them on the TFS Gaming with the little intro that I made. It's a dumb, fun little intro, but I'm glad people get to see it.
You have fun editing those kinds of things.
I do. I actually love editing together like little motion graphic sequences.
Yeah, you've been doing like a lot of stuff. Like, I mean, I guess we can talk about this. We got that JoJo Part 2 in how many minutes is it going to be coming out soon?
11. It was originally 12 and a half, but I went through and I cut some fat because I was like, you know what? There's some segments in here that are kind of funny, but I think I could probably cut down on some of it, so I have.
Well, I had a lot of fun acting in it. Like when you had me come in, that was the first time I really looked over the script. I know I could have looked over it earlier, but fuck it. I had a lot of fun delivering some of those lines, and I'm excited for the final product.
I cannot wait until people hear what's going on with Joseph, because it is very different from what I think people are going to expect from Joseph. Meanwhile, I did the worst Italian accent I possibly could for Caesar.
That's okay. I did the worst attempt at whatever accent I was going with for Joseph, so that works out.
Yeah, if anybody's expecting a British accent, don't.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry too much about it.
Yeah,
just
don't
sit
worry
back and
about
enjoy. Sit back and enjoy what is going to happen.
We've also got Distortion Devil or Connor as Cars, Brian's playing Wamu, and Antfish is playing AC/DC. We got Elsie Lovelock as Lisa, Stefan as Stroheim, and Remix as San Viento. Sorry. Now, I can't say Santana, otherwise we'll be sued to death.
Yeah, can't happen. Can't happen. Like, I'm sorry, what was it? Zenyatta Minata instead of Oingo Boingo?
Zenyatta Mondata.
Mondata.
Yeah, which is really funny because that's just another reference to another album from another band.
Yeah, but they didn't care as much as Oingo Boingo did, apparently.
Yeah, which is really funny because if you watch it in Japanese, you see the subtitles.
Oingo Boingo!
And yeah, they're just yelling out Oingo Boingo because in Japanese, Oingo Boingo doesn't have a fucking accent, so it's just Oingo Boingo!
You can't change the meaning. It's like,
yeah,
oh, so that's what Zenyatta Minata means in Japanese.
I cannot wait for part 7. I'm sorry. You're not gonna be able to fucking hide that one.
How many parts? That's a reference I've been hearing for years. How many parts ahead is the manga from the anime right now?
Well, we just finished part 5, and they're on part 8.
Okay, so they're 3 parts running. That's actually really good because that means they can just do these parts as seasons.
Yeah. We're actually pretty quickly catching up. Next one's Stone Ocean, so.
Actually, I never finished part 5. Is it worth binging through?
You know what? If you binge through it, it might be a less painful experience.
Okay. That's how I had to do it with 4. I could not stick with 4 for too long.
Yeah. I mean, I stuck with 4 week to week because 4 is my favorite part. 5, meanwhile, is my second least favorite, if not my least favorite. And there are people who defend 5 to the death, and I do not understand because 5 has the worst main character out of all of them, and I'm including Jonathan.
The fuck's that supposed to mean? Oh,
I don't.
Part 1, gotcha.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I don't love Jonathan. I feel like Jonathan's actually like. Jonathan is just. I'm a good person, and I'm going to.
Good boy.
Yeah, he's a good boy. But
and none of us have any real superpowers yet.
Yeah, I find him boring, but I find Jonathan a little boring. I find Giorno frustratingly boring. Everyone's like, oh, he's like a mixture between Jonathan and Dio, and I'm like, I don't see almost any of Dio in there. I'm sorry.
So what makes you like Josuke so much?
He's relatable. And you know what? I think that actually does mean something. I think having a relatable character who still does the right thing at the when push comes to shove means a lot. Whereas Giorno just kind of seems to have lived the hard life, and now he's doing the right thing by anything's necessary, which is something I can get behind. But his actual characterization is just so dry that it's like, okay, you have this great concept for a character that he has no quirk. There's nothing quirky about him. He's just so dry and boring. I have a dream to become a gangstar. Okay, good for you. Do you have anything else? Meanwhile, Mista's over there being the best character in the show next to Bruno Bucciarati.
And then I'm guessing
Huh?
Jotaro was just a little bit too, I'm better than everything, so don't worry about it.
But see, Jotaro is cool. At least he's cool. He's so
I
fucking
love Jotaro.
cool.
He's probably my favorite JoJo.
He's an asshole, and he's a dick, but he's also so fucking cool that he saves himself from being boring to me.
He's just very much in control of any scene that he's in. I mean, the fucking meme. It's like, oh, you're approaching me. I can't punch you in the face from over there.
Yeah. Oh, what's this? You're approaching me. Yeah, I can't beat your ass from over here. Well then, bring it on, bitch.
Yada yada does a.
Yada yada does a. Good freaking grief. A great way to translate that, by the way. I was like, oh man, yada yada does a.
Yeah.
And it gives it a great extra, instead of just saying, good grief, it's good freaking grief. I'm like, oh, good. You found a way to make it sound more
a little sharper, and it matches the lip flaps.
Yep. Definitely, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, they nailed it pretty hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, when do you think the people could expect JoJo Part 2 in 11 minutes?
I'm suspecting next weekend.
Next Saturday?
Yeah. Guess what? Hey guys, guess what you can expect this weekend if everything goes right? Ooh! Dragon Shorts Episode 3.
Yeah, we got a third one coming out here. We're still refining the production pipeline on that one, so these are taking longer than we'd like, but it's a process. It's a process, and it's all about learning.
The next one is way further along than the second one was. Don't worry. I'm sorry. Episode 4 is way farther along than Episode 3 was at this stage. So you can expect Episode 4 much quicker. Sorry for the wait. And this one's
pumping out here.
What was the short? That was 2.5. That's not Episode 3.
Yeah, that was a deleted scene. We actually wanted to couple that with something else, but we didn't have any good visuals to go along with it.
Yeah. You can expect Android. The episode the short number 3 is called Android Date Teen. So expect that. Expect some good Krillin 18 stuff.
Yeah, lots of fun little Dragon Ball slice of life-itude.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy that everybody who has seen the script and they're all like, "This script is great," and I'm like, "Thank you. I'm very happy you think that."
I'm looking forward to the final product. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to see. Speaking of stuff that's been really fun to work on and unfortunately had to go on hiatus with all this shit that's been going on. Unabridged, how have you been feeling so far?
So, okay, all right, I'm trying to think. What is my favorite? I think my favorite episode of Unabridged so far is probably either episode 2 or 3.
Okay, actually, I have a two-parter for that one.
Okay.
Which one's your favorite to watch, and which was your favorite to film?
Favorite to film was definitely 3. Mostly just because I got to be more of a character in that one than I had in others, and it was just a lot of fun to go crazy.
Yeah, the Mr. Coffee episode.
Yeah. Yeah, my favorite... Okay, so I think my favorite episode is 2. My favorite to film was 3.
My favorite to film was the last one that came out, episode 4, The Swear Czar.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it was... I had a lot of fun, especially during the torture sequence. I'm surprised one of the takes didn't make the outtakes, actually.
Oh, really?
There was a take where I was singing "Stuck in the Middle" with you, and then Kieran yelled at me, "Stop! Stop! We'll be content claimed." It's like, and then Grant replied, "Oh, but he has a fantastic voice," and I just replied, "Oh, thank you." And I felt like that's where Zito should have stabbed me. Like, we just had a great back and forth there. I loved that take.
Apparently, he cut several minutes worth of bloopers, and I'm almost sitting back here like, I kind of wish he hadn't. I'm hoping for the next blooper special that he kind of includes some of the ones he cut, because honestly, the blooper special is almost another episode in and of itself, and it was so much fun to watch. I love blooper specials, and I really love that one too.
It was unfortunate that we have to be on break because we have to, social distance until we're allowed to film again. We were really actually on par to getting this whole season done before this happened.
Yeah, that's really frustrating. We were actually, we were filming and getting things done, and we were on schedule. We would have had 7 episodes out with no problem, and then,
Yeah, we only needed to film 2 more, although I think we've added another episode in the interim.
Maybe we have, maybe we haven't.
Maybe we have, maybe we haven't. I've heard rumblings that there might be an additional script, so.
There might be.
But we'll have to find out about that one, I suppose.
Yeah.
Early draft, at the very least.
Yes.
But yeah, all we had to do was film 2 more episodes, because we have 1 in the can that just can't be edited.
Yeah. Which, oh my god, that one.
Yeah,
I'm not going to spoil too much. There's an episode this season that you're not going to see coming, guys.
Full of episodes that nobody quite saw coming.
You know what? I'm so happy about that, because there were some people who are like, "Oh, so it's The Office but with TeamFourStar." I'm like, guys, you have no idea what you're actually in for.
This is there's a lot more to it. There's a lot more to it.
Yeah. That's Lani kidnapped a kid. Yes.
Yes, and that's starting low.
Yeah, and
allegedly, by the way, allegedly.
Yeah, and that's actually the reason that it was the 2nd episode. Because we're like, no, we want you to understand what this shit's about immediately.
And then the 3rd episode, hard shift to Mindhunters.
Yes. This entire season is just us being experimental. That's the whole thing. Oh, by the way, if you've seen episode 2, watch the blooper special. I was thrown off. You can see the kid's face.
Yeah.
Which, I'm glad we censored it for the episode proper, because it really sells the atmosphere.
Yeah, in the canon of the show itself, in the kayfabe, the documentarians were like, "Can we show this kid's face? Probably not."
But yeah, no, it's good shit. It is a. Also, I'm so happy that in the blooper special, he kept the entirety of the "Are you afraid of death" scene, including a response after. Because so I'm not present during all of the filming, but I was in another room when that was happening.
Same.
And I had
to hold. I heard. Are you afraid to die? And I was like, oh fuck! I had to hold myself from laughing like the room over I was in.
Me too. I had to cover my mouth, and I'm like, where the fuck is this gonna go? And then after that scene cut, I lost every ounce of my shit. I could not keep it together.
I'm just like, oh my god, that's the take right there.
Yeah.
It's been so much fun to work on. It's been refreshing too, because it's something that's so different from everything else that we've been working on. The closest would possibly be the moments with TeamFourStar that we shot way back when. And those were just little tiny things and nothing along the scale of what this is. I'm looking forward to getting back to that as soon as all this is over. And again, I want to say I hope you're all staying safe out there. I hope everybody's staying healthy. And Kaiser, thank you so much for joining me here today, dude.
Hey, it was a good time.
Yeah, this has been the Talkcast Podshow. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.